Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric and Chad here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today, we've got another Gun Gripe episode for you. The influenza that Chad has. I'm trying not to get the crud, the SHOT Show crud. But today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the President's State of the Union address. Got a few comments, but I think it's pretty important to talk about a few things with that. And I definitely want to take a moment to thank the kind folks at SDI for supporting our efforts and supporting Gun Gripes. They got some great gunsmithing programs. Make sure you check them out. Great group of people. Definitely the go-to people for higher education when it comes to gun technology. All right, I'm going to take this off. That's a joke, of course. We'll continue. Well, yeah, the joke. The joke is how Pelosi acted last night during the State of the Union. I'm a little bit concerned about the state of her liver. Now, that might be something we really need to kind of check into because she obviously was drunk.
I'm a little concerned about the state of my liver because I haven't been able to have any alcohol this past week on my meds.
That's right. Now, with Gun Gripes, okay, we always try to stick to, like, gun issues, right? But I kind of feel like this is worth talking about because this whole sham and everything that was going on with not only the impeachment proceedings, but just the general behavior of the Democrats, it really should cause concern for a lot of people. I mean, you don't have to be a part of either party or favor one party or the other to favor decency, right? And just the things that they do, man, are cringeworthy. Yep. It just goes against all things that are decent, right? I feel like the president had a lot of great things to say, and he did. Now, this is Second Amendment related. He did, again, show solidarity for the Second Amendment. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that have varying views on how pro-2A Trump really is. And you guys know how we feel. Obviously, I don't agree with the bump stock ban or anything that Trump has put forth. I don't agree with red flag laws. And those are a few areas that we certainly are going to disagree on. I mean, if the president were sitting here right now, I would tell him, yeah, I don't agree with this. I'd tell him right to his face, no problem. But you know, someone who's saying, all right, you know, we are going to stand up for the 2A rights of our citizens, which he did during his speech. He showed solidarity for the 2A. The question is, will he really?
Time will tell. The thing that I wasn't really surprised, but, you know, all the anti-Trumpers and such, you know, all the folks out in the hall that were listening to the State of the Union address, you know, his comments about the Second Amendment, his comments about, you know, more jobs in the country, you know, he'd get standing ovations for things, okay? All these people that hate his guts are just sitting down, just scowling. You know, that's just the attitude, the general attitude against the president. You know, they don't care what he does, how good of a job the man is doing. They still hate his guts and they want him out just because they don't have the power.
Yeah, because they're not him. And, you know, the whole thing about immigration, right? Oh, well, they don't want to build the wall. Well, they sure did want to put the wall up when there was a rally in VA, right?
Yep.
So it's like, if it's not their idea, or if it's not their person making the decision, they want to, you know, oh, no, that's a bad idea. No, that person's the devil. You know, and they've been trying to impeach Trump since day one. It's been a witch hunt since day one. And no matter what side of the political aisle you exist on or care about, you can't refute the fact that it's been a witch hunt since day one.
You know, to me, it kind of harkens back to when Obama was in office and there was the whole, like, birther movement amongst Republicans and crap. I mean, you see it on both sides, okay? No matter who's sitting in that Oval Office, the other side is always going to be pulling some game, you know, just trying to take the focus off of what's really important in the country. You know, and the Russian collusion, the impeachment, you know, scam. I mean, all this stuff is just to take your mind off of other things that are more important. I mean, I don't know. It's just childish. It just is total immaturity how these elected representatives are acting.
Both sides have been guilty, really, of playing both sides of the aisle and of political pocket pool when it comes to certain things. I'm going to read a quote, all right, and I want you guys to guess who said this. We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants. Who said that? Barack Obama. Okay, so see, the thing is, when it's their idea, oh, great, yeah, that's the thing, right? When it's their idea, they're all for it. But when someone else that they don't agree with has the idea, all of a sudden that person's the devil, he's a bigot, he's a racist, he's this, he's whatever name you want to attach to him. So I'm not one of those people that's just like blindly on the I love Trump ship, per se. But I'm also not blindly on the I hate this person or I hate that person ship. I judge each person by the merits of their character and their actions, right? So to get back to the sort of beans and bullets of this gripe, okay, so if Trump says he's pro-2A, is he really? I mean, so let's look at his track record. What he did with bump stocks, what he did with supporting red flag laws. Now, at one point, he went back and refuted and said, all right, cool, we're going to cool down on red flag laws, and he really didn't push the issue. But you really know where he stands. I mean, when Trump was initially elected, he was a political outsider, and he ran on the whole idea of being a political outsider. But now, he's part of the swamp, right? He's trying to get reelected. And I don't mean that in some ultra-negative context. I don't doubt that if Trump could pull the plug and drain the place, that he would. But you have to look at what's happened versus what he said is going to happen. Now, there's a lot of things he's done that are extremely beneficial. I mean, you look at the jobs, you look at the strength of our military. There's tons of things that I can't even go into detail that he's done that are great.
Right now, I think employment is at a 50-year high.
It's the highest it's been since 1969.
And then
lowest.
Minority unemployment is at an absolute low. We're at the lowest applicants and people like on food stamps and such like that, like government assistance programs of multiple types. We're on a decades time frame low on those sort of things. I mean, if you can't look at the health of the country as a whole, now I will say that the national debt still sucks. I mean, there's been no president in any number of years that I can ever remember really trying to do anything about the national debt, which to me is a huge problem. I mean, and to a lot of people. But when you look at the picture of how the country has improved over the past 4 years, I mean, how the economy has improved, I mean, the job's getting done. And you have people out there like Pelosi who just are fighting tooth and nail to get this man out of office just because they hate him. And they hate what he stands for. They hate America, it seems. I mean, they just want to put us into some socialist circle and just take us back 50 years. I mean, I don't agree with that.
But in their mind, they're not Americans. That's the way they look at it. They're just people who happen to be living in this country and want to change it almost just desperately, like a violent desperation. And if you don't know, what really stemmed this whole gripe was Pelosi's behavior during the president's speech last night. I mean, so they passed out transcripts of the State of the Union, and she visibly tore the State of the Union address.
She might as well just be tearing the Constitution because that's really what they want to do.
And it just shows clear contempt. Now, I get it. It's okay for people to speak their mind and do whatever, but you look at what these folks have been doing. I mean, look at Hillary's emails, right? Yeah. How that was handled. If it was a State Department employee that mishandled those emails, or if it was a State Department employee or someone that works at the Pentagon or whoever, someone at high-level government, GS-12 or above, or high-level GS employee, they would be not only reprimanded, but probably in prison.
Well, look at what happened when Hillary was Secretary of State and Benghazi went down. Look what happened. Look at the response that we had for Benghazi, or lack thereof. Now, look at what Trump did with the recent, protests and the attacks on the U.S. Embassy in, was it Baghdad? Or was it Iraq, correct?
It was somewhere in Iraq.
It was Iraq. And look at the response. No American lives were lost. We had a quick response. That was after the Soleimani deal. But you look at how those two contrasting events and how they were handled. I mean, one was handled incorrectly, one was handled right. To save American lives and keep American citizens out of harm's way.
But also, people want to turn a blind eye to when someone like her does what she does. Oh, we turn a blind eye. Oh, she's being heroic. She's being this. She's being that. But the minute that Trump has a perfectly normal phone conversation that multiple times he said he was willing to sit in a fireside chat and read the transcript, but all of a sudden, that's an issue that's worthwhile of abusing congressional power and abusing constitutional power to have this whole impeachment sham over something that even Trump has said from day one is, hey, what's the issue here? I'll read it to you. Like, let's read the transcript. Let's sit by the fire and do it. You know, basically tying up the system for some bogus crap just to make them feel important.
Yep.
And gosh, without getting further on that vein, I want to get back to the gun issue. So what are the concessions that we as gun owners want out of Trump, right? Okay, so Trump said, I'm pro 2A, the attack on your Second Amendment rights, you know, that I'm willing to protect those rights and defend the Second Amendment rights of our citizens. All right, that's a little bit more direct of a statement, right? What was his initial statement, right? The attack on your the assault on your Second Amendment rights has come to a screeching halt.
Yep.
That is a play on words. All right, that can be taken a lot of different ways. If I say that the attack on your Second Amendment rights has come to a screeching halt, I'm saying that I'm not going to attack your Second Amendment rights. What did I not say? I didn't say that I would fight to secure your rights moving forward, or that I would fight to get back lost rights. It's doublespeak, okay? But what he said last night, I am defending the rights, the Second Amendment rights of my citizens. Okay, so when you say that, what do you mean, right? Okay, we have a bump stock ban in place. We have red flag laws that are running rampant all over at the state level, and it's only a matter of time before a majority of states adopt red flag laws, and then eventually Pandora's box is going to get opened up at the federal level. That's scary. That should not even be in our mind right now. We shouldn't be dealing with that. So, again, what do we keep coming back to? That since we've been saying this since day one, and I feel like I'm just yelling within an echo chamber. I'm yelling to an empty room. I'm yelling to people who aren't listening to me, and I feel like I'm not being represented. So why, after 2 years of Republican control of the House, Senate, and presidency, I'm going to say this for like the 9th time on film.
It's like a broken record.
Why did we not choose from pro-gun legislation like ordering off of a dinner menu? We should have been able to push through anything we wanted to in that time, right? What do the Democrats do when they get control of the ship? They steer it in the direction they want to steer it in. If it's one thing you have to say the Democrats have going for them, is at least they're honest with their intentions. At least they actually do something when they get control. All right? So that is my beef. All right? This is what we want from Trump. We want him to pull the bump stock ban. We want him to pull all support for red flag laws, right? We want national carry reciprocity, and as a start, and I mean a start, we want suppressors removed from the NFA. Dare I say, short barrel rifles and short barrel shotguns and machine guns. Now, we know we won't get that in one fell swoop. I would love to see the complete abolishing of the NFA altogether. We know we won't get that overnight, but those are the concessions we want.
I mean, I'd like to see something like a Second Amendment Protection Act put in place to say that, you know, there will be no further federal gun laws put on the books ever.
Yeah.
I mean, with no sunset. I mean, that's the kind of thing that I want to see. I want to see an absolute securing of our Second Amendment rights, like on paper from modern politicians. A Second Amendment Protection Act. Or how about this? How about the entire United States is your Second Amendment sanctuary, as it typically, or as it is right now. It is right now because of the Second Amendment itself. It is a sanctuary. You know, we shouldn't have to have sanctuary laws put in place on state and county levels to make sure that we are, you know, have a security in our Second Amendment rights. It's there. It's on paper already.
And here's
I just want it noted. I want them to be sure that it is there.
Yeah, and this is the clear and present danger, right? These people on the left literally... Yeah, please keep that over there. Influenza!
Dude, I'm still hacking.
These people on the left literally represent an axis of evil. And I can literally say that. Like, what they're trying to do is just not only morally wrong, but it's just downright evil. It's un-American, right? So at what point did we lose our way in such a terrible way that all of a sudden you've got these people who go, oh, well, I want to infringe on the Second Amendment, and that's literally like part of what our party does. That's what we do. That's what we're known for. And then the other party goes, oh, well, we're pro 2A, but. Well, that's two heads of the same coin, right? If you're going to vote one way and say that, all right, I'm voting Republican, that's the gun vote. All right, voting Republican's the gun vote.
Yeah, right.
It's not. So the issue is you have to judge people by their merits and what they actually do and what they don't do. You listen to what they say, but you watch what they do. Yep. Now, I don't doubt that Trump loves his country. you can tell the man obviously loves his country. I mean, I'm not going to doubt that. And anybody who doubts that is not paying attention to the facts and what's physically happening. The guy is doing great things for the country, all right? We can certainly agree on some things he's doing. But many of us that hold a strict candle to the 2A, all right, we don't feel like we're being represented. In any government, Democrat, Republican, there is not enough representation for the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment protects everything else, okay? It is so important that we have this nationwide solidarity for that right. And we're not seeing it. And like we listed our concessions, like that's what we want. That's what gun owners in this country want. It doesn't matter what the NRA says. It doesn't matter what GOA says. All these gun groups and lobbying groups, the people, the physical people that this affects, this is what we want. We want to be left alone. We want to live our lives the way we want to. We want to own whatever dang gun we want. If you've got it, we want it. I mean, and that's just the bottom line.
I mean,
we want to carry a gun wherever we want. We want to own a dang suppressor without anybody knowing we've got it, because it ain't none of their dang business what we have and what we don't have. We want to have a short-barreled rifle or shotgun or whatever other convoluted bullcrap term they come up with to describe it. We want it.
All right, so here's your Taco Bell menu. All right, so let's roll this back. Let's go back from modern times to the early 20th century. All right, so we want to see like import bans done away with. All right, we want to see the Vepr ban, the Russian Sega ban. We want to see like the '89 import ban. We want to see all those.
We want Marinkos back in the country too.
Yep. All right, so all those, okay, gone.
And we want 7N6 ammo back.
I want NICS abolished. Okay, I want the NICS background check system out of here. See you later. I want to see gun-free zones eradicated. I want to see that being a speck in history that was a giant mistake that was made back in the early 90s. Okay, I want to see that gone. I want to see the 86 Hughes Amendment removed. I want to see it repealed. Okay, we can maybe keep FOPA. There's some decent things in FOPA. That's fine. Whatever. Okay, Hughes Amendment out of here. Bye. I want to see the 68 Gun Control Act. See you later. Out of here. Bye. I want to see the 34 NFA. Gone. See you later. Bye. And that's a good start. Okay, that's a good start. Let's just roll all that back to where we should be, where you could order from a Sears catalog, Tommy gun, any firearm, okay, lever actions, whatever you want. You can just pick and choose. Taco Bell menu. Here you
National carry reciprocity. Empowering people to travel within the confines of our country unimpeded and protect themselves no matter where they go.
One step above that. How about national constitutional
carry? Yeah.
I mean, that's what we want. That's what we need. But, it's almost a pipe dream at this point. But, people give up too easy and they stop fighting at local levels, state levels, and then on a federal level for these things because they think that it is an uphill battle and we will never see it come to pass. But you just have to keep the fight going. You have to keep that fire lit.
There's any number of things that Trump could have said last night in regards to the Second Amendment. Yep. He could have had some closed-end statement. He could have, used some wordplay. What he said was pretty straightforward. Okay, It means what it is, and he says what he means and means what he says. I would like to hope. So if that statement is true, and if he does want to show solidarity with gun owners, which I think the gun vote was a huge thing that put him in office to begin with.
Here we go.
He needs the gun vote to be reelected. I just know it. He has got to give us something. We need some concession in return for putting him in office. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Like, he's got to do something for us in the world of the Second Amendment to show solidarity with us and show that he means what he says. Mm-hmm. Not just, we won't take anything away. No, we want to push back against the line.
One thing I'm tired of hearing about is this 4D chess bullcrap. People are still talking about that crap. Oh, well, the bump stock ban is just part of 4D chess. It'll get overthrown in the courts, and they're going to overthrow all kinds of other stuff.
Now, to be fair, that is still an ongoing thing.
The court battle is an ongoing thing.
And Tim Harmson with Military Arms Channel is involved in that lawsuit, and we have to support that as much as we can. Mm-hmm. We've got to support FPC. We got to support GOA. Yep. These guys are putting in good work. They're doing a lot of great things. Is every situation perfect? No, it's not. Or what we're doing, is it perfect? Is it the right answer? No, probably not. But when we combine our forces and become one, we close each finger and we become a fist. All right, and that's what's important. We got to be that fist. We got to be ready to fight at all times. And it's getting more and more down to the grassroots level, to the people, right? To writing President Trump a letter, to contacting your representatives, letting them know where you stand, to going to the rallies, to being visible, to showing visibility, to showing that solidarity with all people of all backgrounds. Like the mainstream media wanted to lie about Virginia and say, oh, it was some white supremacist, this and that. That is such bull crap. There were people of all walks of life there, all backgrounds. Every single facet of representation you could possibly ask for was at that rally and showing solidarity, and not a single bit of bigotry was present.
You mean it was full of Americans?
Americans. That's right.
The other thing, too, that I found very interesting about the rally in Virginia was how the city was cleaner after the gun owners left. Okay, so when you see these crazy like liberal agenda rallies, they trash things. I mean, these people they'll have a protest or whatever, and they'll damage local businesses. They'll just leave nasty all over the place.
Graffiti.
The gun owners are not bad people. We are good, solid, everyday, grassroots Americans. We leave things better than we found them. We were raised right, okay? That is what you're dealing with, not what the media portrays, gun owners to be. But I just found it interesting that the city was just like, hey, we were expecting a giant cleanup, of mess, but they didn't have to. I mean, so if that's not one thing that the media is reporting, or that isn't one thing that the media is reporting, is that kind of thing about, how gun owners act at these rallies, how there was no violence, no accidents, no accidental discharges, no negligent discharges, anything like that. And I saw something, I haven't verified it yet, but I saw an article that was showing this photographer for some news outlet, and he was placing shell casings, like 9mm or 5.56 casings, spent brass, on the ground, and he was taking pictures of it to make some bullcrap story about the rally. That's the kind of crap that we're dealing with. In the fake news outlet. That's a whole other thing in itself. But
I think that what we're going to see moving forward is Trump's acquittal on the impeachment sham.
Oh, yeah.
We know that's going to happen, and I hope he comes out of this stronger. And I hope that he sees this, and he probably saw the writing on the wall, but I hope he sees this as a wake-up call. And it is my hope that people like us hopefully will reach him somehow when it comes to what we as gun owners want. That he won't listen to people at the NRA who are willing to use the 2A as a chess piece or as a bargaining chip. I hope that he'll listen to the people and listen to people like us and understand that this is what Americans want. Okay, that we're all good people, and there are a lot of things that he's doing that I'm proud of and I agree with, and I think he's making us stronger. We certainly agree with some things, but the 2A route is definitely a weak point in Trump's presidency, and we would really love to be able... I would love to be able to make another video where I say, well, what do we have now? Well, who's laughing now? I would love to see that. But I'm not going to hold my breath, but I am going to try to remain faithful, and I'm going to try to push every elected official that I possibly can from every direction to know the will of we the people, that we are a gun-owning country. We're a nation of gun owners. We are a nation of defenders. We're a nation of people who care about liberty and freedom, and we care about each other, regardless of what your background is. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Libertarian. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care who you love and who you don't love. None of that matters to me. I don't care about what you believe. All I care about is if you live your life and you're happy, and you pursue that happiness and you protect that. And you have the tools necessary for you to do that. That's my concern. I care about the people, we the people, and that's all of us. Every single person that's watching this video, whether you hate me or not, that's the bottom line. I care about the people, all right? And anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. We're going to let you guys get back to your day. I was just really appalled by her behavior. It sends a very stern message, but in my mind, a cry for help. That the Democratic Party is a sinking ship. They know it. All right, they're in full attack mode. We're going to get into some of these things in some future videos, so stay tuned for that. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. All of our Patreon supporters, thank you so much for supporting us. Those of you who purchase man cans, thank you so much for the support. Those of you who purchase t-shirts over on Ballistic Ink, thank you so much. All the funds we earn go right back into supporting the channel. If you see value in what we do, those are the most direct ways you can support us. So thank you very much. Many more gun gripes on the way. And I'm going to put my mask back on so I don't get the influenza here.
I'm going to go back into isolation for a while.
See you guys.
Bye.